Hey everybody, it's Dan Mutari here, and welcome to what is the final episode of the Guild Wars Pre-Searing. Now, once we beat this area, then we're heading on to the main part of the game, which is really cool. But we finally made it. 11 episodes in. I'm pretty proud of myself. So this video is done a little differently than my other ones. I did have those two quests where you had to adventure with an ally, and because they are just so difficult to recruit people, and it took so long, I had to do a lot of cutting of the video, and I ended up silencing it and just putting in some music because really the commentary for it was really shoddy. I really had nothing to say. I was really tired, and I was like, well, we gotta go find Ben Wolfson. So if you remember, Adventure with an Ally is where you basically just team up with someone so that you go and get a Resurrection Signet. And the only way to get the Resurrection Signet is if you have an ally in your party and you go out into the open with your team. So thank you to the Necromancer Ranger named Credit Union for recruiting us to go and get that. And then for across the wall, you have to have somebody open the gate on the farther side of Ascalon. Someone else has to open the gate while you go through. Once you're both through, you have to go find this guy named Ben Wolfson, and that's the main part of the game. So thank you to the Ranger Elementalist called High Tech Ranger for taking us on that adventure. Also, High Tech Ranger wanted to go farming. He wanted to go get some items, so we went ahead and we went along with him. So in this video, you're also going to see a bunch of other parts of the Northlands that don't have to do with the quest. It's just if you want to explore the Northlands, and you get to see me die a bazillion times. So I mean, what's better than that, you know? And last but not least, then of course we have the final episode afterwards. One thing I will say about the final episode is that usually, which I say this in the video, but just in case I'm being all sloshy and you don't get it, usually whenever you go to the final episode, if there is someone else leaving the area at the same time as you, they will initiate a special part of the episode, I guess, or a special part of the mission, where it's like a small PvP battle, you versus that other person, to determine who is like the ultimate champion. Another thing about the PvP, whenever there is not another person basically in wanting to leave the area, meaning wanting to go to the main game at the same time as you, the PvP section of the final mission is not initiated, but the players, the NPCs, still talk as if you were in some arena and they were watching you and you came out the ultimate champion. So, I mean, I'll mention this, like I said, in the main video, but it's not something I really made a big point of saying, because, again, I was sloshy. I was very focused on getting the main episode over with. And, of course, in the main episode, or the final episode, or whatever you want to call it, basically your whole job is to go after the char that you saw when you were fighting the Grawl, and the one that you were searching for in the catacombs. His name's Vatlaw Doomtooth. And after you defeat Vatlaw Doomtooth, then you've defeated the final episode, and you get to watch the cinematic leading into the main game, and that's basically where we're going to end the episode. Not really end it there. We're going to go into the, we're going to get our first quest, and then we're going to be like, alright, you know, then that's where we end the episode. So, I am sorry it is kind of PC, but I took this video down from like an hour and something into like 40 minutes and something. So I am pretty proud of myself, because I don't think you wanted to watch me run around, die, and barely say a word for an hour and 30 minutes. So, anyways, that's all for me, and enjoy the videos, you guys. Alright, talk to you later. So now that we've sold everything and we've salvaged everything, we are finally able to do our last quest, and we are going to go ahead and go across the wall. We're going to go to the Ascalonian Academy or whatever. Have you heard? We're almost ready to set out. Before you join us, keep in mind that you have to say goodbye to all of the comforts of Ascalon City. Out there beyond the walls, our lives will be in constant danger, and we'll have only our comrades to rely on. But Balthazar willing, will drive these Char from our kingdom once and for all. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept. Looks like we are mustering our forces now. The attack against the Char will begin tonight. Let me know when you're ready to go. I'll be sure that be sure that all your affairs are in order before you do. Once we leave, there will be no turning back. You may not see friends or family for quite a while. If you have unfinished business, attend to it before we go. So that's kind of their warning of, hey, if you have any other quests, then you need to do them now. But since we don't, I'm ready to leave everything behind. So basically, time until mission start. Basically, you have to wait until they basically have to see if there's any other players that are, like, ready to leave the area. And so they go through this whole thing where they have to see if anybody else is getting ready to leave the area so that they can put them in the area with you. I'm just doing a shitty job at explaining things today. I should probably just stick to just random commentating and letting you watch. Basically what's going to happen is after this countdown goes to 0, we're going to be put inside a PvP area, and we're going to be forced to fight against other people to see how good we are. We'll do like 2 or 3 rounds of that, and then we'll be able to go on the main mission, and then after the main mission, we will be put into Post-Searing. So yeah, this video will probably be really long. Ascalon Academy. Yay. I really have not missed this place. It's like, oh, fight to the death, kill the other person's monk, yada yada yada. I don't know, there have been times where I got to skip that altogether, so I don't know if they still make you do the PvP or whether I'm allowed to skip it. Oh my gosh, I am actually able to skip it. They didn't do the PvP. I think the PvP only happens whenever there are other people trying to leave the area at the same time as you. So this is nice. Hello, Prince Rurik. I'm sorry I could not join you before the skirmish. I was delayed by official business. They're referring to the PvP. He was delayed by me. I wanted us to watch the battle together. Even though we didn't do it. Okay. Sir Titus did not exaggerate when he spoke of you. You've shown great promise today. Even though I didn't do shit. Okay, you gonna say something else? We need the briefing. Okay. I've been keeping the prince informed of your deeds. After seeing your courage for himself, I believe he's convinced. I am. I've come to induct you into Ascalon's vanguard. We are the elite protectors who guard our nation, who threaten from within or without. Okay? As part of the vanguard, you are needed for critical missions before we can begin our offensive against the Char. Our sentry spotted Vatlaw Doomtooth and his warband in the old bunker behind the citadel. He must have found a passage that led here from the catacombs. Whatever his purpose, it cannot be good. As soon as you are ready, the prince himself will accompany you to cast this Char fiend out of our land. Journey to the old bunker. With Prince Rurik and defeat Vatlaw Doomtooth and his minions. Alright, so now these soldiers are moving. So basically, yeah, if you have someone who's trying to exit the area at the same time as you, you have to go through this thing where you do this little PvP. And the one person is, you have the one person that's trying to leave the area on one team, and then you have you on the other team, and you guys basically do like a small little PvP thing. And it's nothing really hard, and like I said, you do like 2 or 3 rounds of this just to see who wins. It's just a stupid competition, really. And so whenever he's like, oh, you know, you showed great promise today, he's basically referring to that PvP that we never got to do. So pay attention to the henchmen you have right now, like Orion and Stefan and etc. These are the henchmen that you will actually have in Post-Searing, that you will have at your disposal. So they're just kind of introducing you to the people that you will actually be using. Which is good. I mean, it's a good thing. to kind of get a feel for him. So you have Orion, which of course you basically saved. You went after him. If you don't remember, we rescued him from his sister. Or we didn't rescue him from his sister. We rescued him for his sister. And now all of a sudden he has white hair instead of brown hair, which makes no freaking sense, but it happens. I will teach you to mess with Ascalon. Taste cold steel. Blah blah blah. The prince is so heroic. Like I don't know. Like this whole storyline has a very tragic tale to it. It's not really the happy ending you really want or wish for. Just to kind of give you a heads up. Like the whole thing is actually pretty tragic as you go through it. I'm just gonna say now. Okay, so there's Vatlaw Doontooth. I'm gonna go after Vatlaw just because I can. I'm gonna go ahead and suck the life out of him. At this point, I don't really think there's any way that you can actually lose this mission. I, in myself, have never died. And after you kill Vatlaw, basically the whole mission's over. Yeah, see? Prince Rurik's attacking the spirit or whatever. And that's it, you guys. I'll let you watch the cinematic.
It was on that day that the Char discovered a way around the Great Wall. A way to break it down.
We were just there. We killed all those people, but they came back to life. And they put magic into the sky, and then next thing you know, this happens.
This is where the true story begins.
And there you have it. Like, that is actually the official tutorial section of the game. And now, as you see, we're actually heading into a place called Old Ascalon. And at this point, the whole game has changed. The whole atmosphere has changed. Obviously, Ascalon has been pushed back. Ascalon itself has basically been destroyed. People are living out of camps. It's all very chaotic. You're still at war with the Char. This is technically like 7 years in the future, I believe. It's like 5 or 7 years in the future. I don't really remember how many, but it's either 5 or 7. But yeah, like this is that. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. I mean, 11 episodes in, and we have finished pre-searing, and now we're on to post-searing. Post-searing lasts until it's 2 years. Okay, well, cool. So, anyways, we're currently outside, and I don't like that. But yeah, I'll probably go. I'll talk to him, just because. Captain Osirik. Welcome back, Archisphere. Looks like the patrol went well. You're still in one piece at any rate. Listen, Prince Rurik sent me to ask you a favor. You've been in the field, so you probably haven't heard about this, but an ambassador arrived from our old enemy, Kryda. They can help us fight the Char, but the king won't even talk to him. The prince hasn't been able to make any headway with his father, but he knows the king trusts Titus, and Titus trusts you. Would you perhaps talk to War Master Titus about this matter? He's in his usual place in Ascalon City. Of course, I'll talk to Titus. So, we have our henchmen with us, the ones that we had beforehand, which is Alicia the healer, Stefan the fighter, and Orion the mage. Anyways, like I said, we're not going to get much into this, and I'm just going to go ahead and let them die or whatever. But we've officially completed the tutorial. We have gone through pre-searing, and now we're in post-searing. This is what is left of Ascalon, and on the next episode, we will start exploring post-searing, and like I said, the next big section of the game is after post-searing is when we head into the Shiver Peaks, and then when we get into Kryda, but those are so far in the future that you don't even have to worry about it. But anyways, this has been Sam Mutari playing Guild Wars. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed. I know that this episode wasn't the best, it wasn't the biggest grand finale that anybody could have really hoped for. I know I'm not very enthusiastic this time of night. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below letting me know things that you want to see while I'm in post-searing, or let me know how your pre-searing experience was. Let me know just anything, really. Let me know about any characters you might play, whether or not you really want to try this game, whether or not you want to play together. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. And last but not least, go ahead and connect with me online, see what I'm up to, see what I'm doing. I don't care if you're nosy, I don't care if you're a crazy stalker, it's whatever. This has been Samutari out, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright. Ciao, you guys.